Good afternoon, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching, it is appreciated. I think we've got a serious problem on our hands about the not-so-secret takeover of Britain, and that's what I want to get into in this video. It's not necessarily the politicians, whether that's Sadiq Khan, Shabana Mahmood, Rishi Sunak, Humza Yusuf, Priti Patel. It's not necessarily about these people, because these are the front-facing people. It is a problem, and many people will be far more articulate on the matter of whether these people should be in positions of power at all.
Sadiq Khan, the mayor? This is London, mate, not Afghanistan or Star Wars.
It's more about what happens behind the scenes, what we don't see, which is what I'm going to get into in the video in a moment also. The leaders of the country, in my view, are mid-level idiots. They're not that bright. And that's why they can go out and declare their intentions, declare it to a live audience and put it out on interwebs. So I'm going to play this now.
My name is Sadiq Khan, I'm the Mayor of London and a proud Fabian. I hear at the annual conference of the Fabian Society in the Guildhall, where I've delivered a speech saying that us progressives, us Fabians, should be talking of the benefits of immigration.
If you don't know what the Fabian Society is, I suggest that you look it up. Their logo, or their old logo, is literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. They want incremental change, socialist change, all over the West to replace the capitalist system that made the West prosperous. This is what the socialists believe, and this is what the Fabian Society looks to do. Slowly but surely, incrementally, over time. And they're all in the Labour Party and other quangos institutions that run the country. It's very important. It's not really the point of the video, but you may want to look into that later.
I think as a country we've allowed the far right and others to frame this debate with hatred, hysteria and fear-mongering being used. And I think we've got to, as progressives, talk up the benefits of lawful migration.
We're going to leave that here. I don't blame the migrants. They're here for a better life. I am blaming the system, the people that are enabling it, which is part of the video. But we'll end this here. Most of the politicians in the country are mid-level, and they are really, really dumb. If you think Ed Miliband is in charge of energy policy, I've got a bridge or two I'd like to sell you. No. The civil service, the permanent secretaries, and the permanent bureaucracy of the UK is actually running the show. And this is what's terrifying. This is what is scary. There are many, many people that can comment on this, and if you think I'm onto something, please add your contributions in the comments below. The issue is it's regarding the Chagos. This is one particular facet, but we're going to move through and show some other facets as well. The first thing I want to say is the Chagos giveaway. Everyone knows it's a bad deal for Britain. Everybody knows that we don't legally have to do it. It's based on an advisory resolution by the UN, meaning we don't have to sign up to it if we don't want to, but we are choosing to do this. This is at the behest of, allegedly, Tuti Akia and his Attorney General for England and Wales, Lord Hermer. We have a Lord, a Conservative peer called Daniel Hannan, and he's brought this guy to my attention with a post on Twitter. He says, every former minister I've spoken to blames the Chagos fiasco on VJ, can't even pronounce that foreign name, and the relevant FCDO official. But in Britain, civil servants are never blamed for anything, and indeed he is now running the Electoral Commission, which makes MPs squirmish and reluctant to criticise him. And this is from a non-elected peer, so he hasn't got that threat of the Electoral Commission over his head. So we continue. Let me get on to this. What do we know about this individual? This one of the highest civil servants in the country. What do we know about him? Born in 1969 in New Delhi, India, so he's an Indian born, but a long-time British civil servant. This would have been part of the Windrush generation that were granted British citizenship after the status of Commonwealth and former Empire countries / dominions were granted permission to reside in the mother country. This changed the nature of British citizenship from native British to anybody that was under British rule. He's took advantage of this. But straight away, this is the problem. If you were born somewhere else and your ancestry is somewhere else, not of these lands, not of this United Kingdom, there's a conflict of interest there no matter what you say. When you have Sadiq Khan and you have the Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood going to Pakistan and she says she's a proud daughter of Kashmir, you have to ask, is it her ancestral homeland that she is working for, or is it the United Kingdom? They are completely different. Education, all listed here. Natural sciences, masters in mathematics, PhD, blah de blah, blah de blah. Long career in the civil service, including roles in justice, home affairs, diplomatic postings, British Embassy in Mexico City, for example. He organised the EU referendum work, British Ambassador to Brazil, Director General roles at the Foreign Commonwealth Office 2020 to 2024, which is when the Chagos issue came up. I would also say that there was implications regarding the British-India trade deal as well, which is not in Britain's interest, least of all the native workers like me. He holds a CMG Honour, Companion of Order St. Michael St. George, awarded for diplomatic service. He's a traitor. He needs to be investigated for crimes against the country, in my particular view. The issue is that the Chagos deal, the Chagos giveaway, negatively impacts Britain directly and our interests, but it is positioned for Mauritius, who is in hocks of both India and China, to use it strategically against the West. This is the issue. This is not in Britain's interest. And I think the midwits in charge, the public face, the politicians, most of them are really, really dumb and they don't actually realise what's happened here. This is my particular view. When you look at the India trade deal that Keir Starmer touted as a great, great deal for Britain, it's not. Not if you're working class, not if you're a working Brit in the United Kingdom, low wage. It's not a good deal. It allows companies in the United Kingdom, both Indian and British companies, to import foreign labour at a cheaper rate. And also, the national insurance hike that forces jobs overseas, which the companies in the UK have to pay for their British staff, the people that they import from India, they don't have to pay that extra surcharge. So there's double incentive for British and Indian companies in the United Kingdom to bypass British people and British workers. And this was brought in by the Labour Party, the party of the working class, the party of the low-paid people. And you think this guy who was in this particular department between 2020 and 2024, do you think he didn't have his grubby little fingerprints on this as well? I do. I can't prove it. That's an assertion. But if there's one of these people in the Home Office, there's 100 people in the Home Office with the same views and the same opinion. And then we move forward. Let's just see now. Day-to-day operations and executive management are handled by the Chief Executive of the Electoral Commission, which is where this guy is now. So he's in charge of elections in the United Kingdom. This is concerning. Could he be lobbying for foreign nationals to be given the vote in the United Kingdom? Could he be one of the civil servants that is trying to make this government policy? Why does any national who is foreign, why did they get the right to vote in the UK? This is insanity. Let me look at this one here. This one's quite important because he's also plugging the vote to 16-year-olds as well. UK elections chiefs say children need lessons from 11 to be ready to vote at 16. code. We need to indoctrinate them with leftist woke propaganda so they won't skew right when they vote. All right? That's my particular view. These are the people that are bringing forward the incremental change over time to both the demographics of the United Kingdom, the makeup of our electoral system, the way we surrender our interests around the world, and it's all done behind the scenes. And what did they get? They get rewarded by the king for services to the realm. This is outrageous. This is treason. This is shocking. And more people need to be talking about it, which is what I'm doing here. Let me look at this finally. Foreign interference is higher threat classification. The National Security Act 2023 and updates created the offences for covert foreign interference, including political influence operations. There is a foreign influence registration scheme requiring agents of foreign powers to declare lobbying and influence activities. MI5 and National Protective Security Authority actively warn about the state actors, notably China, Russia, Iran, using money, coercion, and proxies to sway decisions. I would argue any country, whether officially they're a friendly state or not, that is working for their interests in our civil service is a threat. If it's not directly in our interest, then it is a threat. These are just my thoughts. Your mileage, as always, may vary. If you like this video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day, and stay classy.